We're at Brescia right now,
Yes, sir. Welcome.
We reached the Brescia corner office. You have left from St. Thomas with a dream.
I remember clearly the point at which we decided. I wrote his resignation letter and said, come boss, we're going into this full 100. Guess which color them want now when that they say the pink?
Purple?
Purple.
Could not, I know it's school.
Yes, sir.
I know it's school asking for the purple. Bro, I'm in your corner office. The next step is to be a brand ambassador. Give me some bag, post them for you.
All right, sir.
I need an next stream of income.
All right, watch this. Watch new income, watch new job.
This can sell?
Check it.
Jamaica puts this one on ice.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
And I'm Tammy.
And we are the Mitchells. You can watch Meet the Mitchells right here on CVM TV every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yes, you guys don't want to miss it. We will be having new episodes every week, so definitely follow along with our family.
Meet the Mitchell family.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You're the sugar to my tea. Meet the Mitchell family.
Look who we have in the cut. No, today episode I got nice. Legends, Senator, my longtime brethren, the great all-star, the king, and the man himself. Salute! You know, as man, we're not to go as special.
I'm Nika Lewis, standing in for your regular host, George Davis, and this is a continuation of the discussion we've had on issues around the legacy of slavery and the United Reformed Church in the UK, who visited Jamaica, and they're still in Jamaica. They're here apologizing for slavery, and we welcome now in studio the Right Reverend Sally Foster Fulton, moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland for 2023 to 2024. We also have right next to me, Ms. Karen Campbell. She is the General Secretary of the Intercultural Ministries of the United Reformed Church in the UK. A warm welcome to you both, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Now, during part one of our discussion, our focus was more concentrated on the historic apology and the visit of the United Reformed Church based in the UK. This time we engage more deeply with the 7-point reparations plan, as well as the action that is being taken by CRAF so far. They visited Scotland recently, well, not so recent, but last summer. What was that experience like? What was the whole process like engaging with them in the UK? I'll begin with the Right Reverend Fulton.
Certainly. Thank you. It genuinely felt like a God moment. So at the General Assembly last year, there was a report brought on the legacy of slavery. And so the General Assembly is the governing body of the Church of Scotland. So there had been a research project into what part did the Church of Scotland play, or what impact did it have in transatlantic slavery? When slavery was abolished and reparations were paid, where did that money go? Was that money, was that dispersed into the churches? And what's our response to be? And so when CRAF came to the UK and we met with them, it felt like a natural move to say, and one of the things that the General Assembly had agreed is that we would write a formal apology, but that apology needed to be sincere and informed. And so a period of deep listening and discernment was required. CRAF is graciously, we are really learning so much, and be able to walk alongside this and be part of it has been a real blessing.
Wow, so much right there. I'll be coming back to a few of those. But before that, I want to just bring you into the conversation now, Miss Campbell. And you said it's just Miss Karen Campbell, but you have a unique title. And based on what I've heard in the apology ceremony recently, you pointed out that it was a unique time for black people of African descent who were involved in the church in England.
Yes.
And your role is quite unique as well. So tell me a little about what you do at your church and why it's so critical for you to be here as well.
Okay, I will do. So I've been in my present post since April 2020, appointed right at the start of the first COVID lockdown. During COVID lockdown, I experienced bereavement myself due to COVID, you know, and within a few weeks of being in my post, George Floyd was murdered, you know. And even before coming into my post, I was already working in the URC, or been tasked with being part of something called the Legacy of Slavery Task Group, which was looking at the issues related to transatlantic slavery, and not only the history and the hidden history, but also the continuing legacies for today and how it manifests in our world, how it manifests in our church. So then when I was appointed to my present role, I then became responsible for that work in the United Reformed Church. And so whereas before I was just a part of the task group, I'm now heading up the work and moving it forward. And even before coming into my post, the URC, really in a focused way, since about 2017, the United Reformed Church has been engaging with the issue of transatlantic slavery and its legacies and thinking what to do next. We had already been on the journey of thinking about should we offer some form of apology for the role of our antecedent bodies in
transatlantic slavery? So this is before you were
slavery.
Introduced to CRAF and you had those discussions.
We were already thinking about that. That's right. We were already thinking about reparations and whether the URC should offer some form of reparations. And we were also thinking about the issue of white privilege and whether this exists in our church, in our world, in our society around us. So we're engaging in that work. More recently then, it was actually in 2022 that the United Reformed Church did formally adopt a statement of confession and apology with regard not only to transatlantic slavery, the role of our antecedents, but also with regard to our continuing complicity today that allows racism and inequity and inequality to continue in our world today. And actually members of CRAF saw that apology, have accepted that apology, have reached out to us to work with them to flesh out what the reparations might look like, because we're clear in needed to have action, not just words.
And it's interesting you mentioned that CRAF has accepted, because I heard the response to the apology that you, along with another seemingly reverend as well,
yes,
of Trinidadian descent.
Yes. So just to clarify, because I'm the Secretary for Global and Intercultural Ministries, so that's my role, that's my ministry within the church. And Reverend Dr. Tessa Henry Robinson is actually the moderator of our General Assembly. So,
I see.
So it was Tessa. It was Tessa
because that
who
was
delivered the apology.
That was one of the initial jumping out questions, because you are seeing two women of African descent making an apology on behalf of the white church, or it would have been presumed a monarchy that was not predominantly black. So it was a unique spin.
Right, okay. Absolutely hear you and take the point. And both Tessa and I are very, very conscious of that fact as well. We are very conscious, to use Tessa's words, of our two-ness as we come to this, because we recognize that we are African people in diaspora, and therefore that we are those who bear some of the brunt of the negative legacies which continue in our society and in our church, you know, at the same time. We bear the weight of that. We are also conscious that we are a part of the church and we are a part of the UK, and the church and the UK bear some of the benefits of, you know, when I say benefits, you understand what I mean, that we bear some of the benefits that come out of transatlantic slavery, benefits that we shouldn't have But that is the way that it is.
Let's talk a little about some of those benefits, Reverend Fulton, Right Reverend. Do I address you each time as Right Reverend?
Sally works really well.
Oh, awesome.
Call me Sally.
Okay, Sally. So if we were to talk about some of the benefits had by the church, presumably in England or elsewhere in the UK, that where you sit, what are some of those benefits that you believe, ought to have not been had by the church?
Certainly. And I think not just the church, but the UK at large and the United States and all places that were involved in transatlantic slavery. Education. So much is built on the back of that slave trade. So the Industrial Revolution was built on the back of the slave trade. In agriculture in South Carolina, which is where I was born, South Carolina in the United States, was built on the back of the slave trade. So and all of that money that was made, all of the wealth that was created, that was on the back of an unjust, horrific trade in human beings, human trafficking. In the early. So you can't get away from it or say that was history. It's a living history, and the impacts are still happening. And so repairing. The beginning of a repair is acknowledgement of responsibility and accountability, and to say we have, as Karen said, benefits or money and wealth and education that was built on the back of injustice. So how do we begin to repair that breach? And one is a genuine apology,
which you have done through the church,
which the church is committed to. The Church of Scotland. We're here as on a pilgrimage. So the United Reformed Church, the Church of Scotland, and the Scottish Episcopal Church were here, but they had to go back. But we came as a group, and I think from my perspective as moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland was an incredible opportunity for us to make an ecumenical impact in Scotland, to raise the profile of reparations and not just the duty to really grapple with this and to say, as Christians and as people in the church and as part of the family of God, how do we deal with this together? And part of that is acknowledging that we were part of this. And then, the word repent. Sometimes we distance ourselves with words that we don't really get. Repent does not mean, oh, I'm sorry. It means to turn around, to go in the opposite direction. And so not only is it about, the apology and the reparation, but also ensuring that we don't repeat those structures anymore. Because, it would be it's very easy, if you don't recognize them and call them out, to continue those very detrimental paradigms. So it's about figuring out ways not to do that.
Well, ladies, it's a good place to take a quick break. Stay with us. Lead Story continues right after this.
We're at Brescia right now.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
We reached the Brescia corner office. You have left from St. Thomas with a dream.
I remember clearly the point at which we decided. I wrote his resignation letter and said, come boss, we're going into this full 100. Guess which color them want now when that they say the pink?
Purple?
Purple.
Could not. I know it's school.
Yes, sir.
I know the school asking for the purple. Bro, I'm in your corner office. The next step is to be a brand ambassador. Give me some bag, post them.
All right, sir.
I need an next stream of income.
All right, watch this. Watch new income, watch new job.
This can sell?
Check it.
What's your story? What's your sign? We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
And I'm Tammy.
And we are the Mitchells. You can watch Meet the Mitchells right here on CVM TV every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yes, you guys don't want to miss it. We will be having new episodes every week, so definitely follow along with our family.
Meet the Mitchell family.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You're the sugar to my tea. Meet the Mitchell family.
Look who we have in the cut. No, today episode I got nice. Legends, Senator, my longtime brethren, the great all-star, the king, and the man himself. Salute! You know, as man, we're not too God specialist, and that's the pinnacle of the problem.
We want some new era.
Do what you love and you never work a day in your life. Lie!
You work till a week. It was pandemonium. Country people can relate to what I talk about. What you think about me no matter, you know. What matter to me is what I think about myself.
Man United, you know. I don't care what a man want to say.
You know, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, man.
You finished?
Yes, we finished.
The Cut is brought to you by Flo and Guinness.
I am the only dog.
But I'm going to fix our business fair, you know.
More comfortable.
More comfortable for what, Pastor?
Jamaica's favorite drama, Your Guilty Pleasure. Royal Palm Estate is on CVM every Tuesday and Sunday at 9 p.m.
No more fear of missing out. CVM TV News is on YouTube. Get up-to-date news, sports, and business content at CVM TV News anytime, anywhere. Subscribe now to CVM TV News to see it happen.
I'm Celine Gordon, host of Holy Road.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your boy John Mark Wigan, host on the show Holy Road. Listen, people need to know what's happening in the churches and in ministry in all of Jamaica. It's an absolute blessing. We're really excited to share this.
Tune in to CVM, see it happen.
With a chance. Jamaica! Jamaicans draw first blood. Damari Gray scores! Mikel Antonio, and it's a goal!
And the Reggae Boys take the lead.
And Jamaica puts this one on ice.
What's your story? What's your sign? Who dreamers? Don't care what other people say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive.
We're at Brescia right now.
Yes, sir. Welcome.
We reached the Brescia corner office. You have left from St. Thomas with a dream.
I remember clearly the point at which we decided. I wrote his resignation letter and said, come boss, we're going into this full 100. Guess which color them want now when that they say the pink?
Purple?
Purple.
Could not. I know it's school.
Yes,
I know it's school asking for the purple. Bro, I'm in your corner office. The next step to be a brand ambassador. Give me some bag, post them.
All right, sir.
I need an next stream of income.
All right, watch this. Watch new income, watch new job.
This can sell?
Check it.
Welcome back to Lead Story. Still with us, the Right Reverend Sally Foster Fulton, moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland for 2023 to 2024, and Ms. Karen Campbell, General Secretary of the Intercultural Ministries of the United Reformed Church based in the UK. So before we went to the break, both of you, we were having these discussions about life before CRAF and where we are now with this pilgrimage and the apology. Mm-hmm. The apology was received. I have seen where our culture minister, Olivia Grange, has said that she has seen it as some sense of rectifying some of the damage. Mm-hmm. But we know, as you've rightly said, Reverend, earlier, that it's just the start. I know that the church is hoping to play a crucial role in terms of land distribution and some other things. What roles are you ready and are your members ready to play back in the UK to assist with reparations in Jamaica and elsewhere, I presume?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, excuse me.
Yes. All right, Ms.
And
Campbell.
if I could just clarify as well that as Sally was saying earlier on, it's a delegation, it's an ecumenical delegation that has come to Jamaica at this time, and we see this very much as a pilgrimage, so that we are walking the journey together, but we're at different stages in the journey,
Yes.
and you know, and walking at different paces and so on. So, sorry, excuse me. So for some of us, for some of us, we're still researching and feeling the way to work towards an apology. For the United Reformed Church, we've already made an apology, or we've already offered an apology,
So
and
you're
we're looking to
trendsetters.
flesh it out.
You're trendsetters, it would seem, in the United Kingdom as it relates to how far you've come in this push for reparations, because you're at least at the first point, which is the first critical point. What other remedies are being looked at from your perspective overseas?
Right, so really this is where craft is really important, because we felt very, very strongly that we are on the side of the people who, when I say on the side of it geographically, on the side of those who initiated the issues, who caused the problems and so on. We don't want to put ourselves in a position of seeming to presume to look out now and to say, that's what's wrong in that place and this is what needs putting right, or to say this is what we're willing to offer, so this is it, and you know, and that's it put right. What we want to do is talk and work with people in the context to say, what are they already doing? Because we're very, very conscious that people who are bearing the brunt globally of the continuing legacies, they're not sort of sitting around sort of feeling sorry for themselves and sort of waiting for Europe to wake up and come and rescue us.
Yes.
We know that's not what's happening. People have got agency of their own. People have got the insights and the skills of their own to name for themselves, these are the issues, these are the things that we think need to be put right, these are the ways to put those things right. And so what we're trying to do as the United Reformed Church, and I think the partners as well, as they're able, is to reach out and to offer ourselves as partners in that working. So CRAF reaching out to us was hugely important, because CRAF is on the ground in Jamaica. CRAF is made up of, you know, Jamaicans here looking at Jamaican society, looking at the context around them, and able to put together the CRAF 7-point plan.
Absolutely.
So therefore, we as the United Reformed Church and we as the church in the UK, we don't need to look and scratch our heads.
And
we
try
need
to figure it out.
Exactly. We can work in partnership. And for us, for the United Reformed Church, we particularly warm to that aspect of CRAF's 7-point plan, which relates to land, which relates to housing, which really, you know, but we also equally see the huge importance of education and self-identity. And some of those things are things which, being an African person in diaspora born in the UK, I see some of the parallel issues even in that context. So it's familiar to me, but even though it's different, even though in Jamaica it's kind of on a magnified scale compared to the UK, but I recognize it.
Yes.
And we want to offer ourselves to be part of the helping to put right as defined by Jamaicans for Jamaicans. And in the UK, we would more confidently be able to say, okay, in this context, we can look to put right in this way or in these ways because we are in situ and we understand that context. But you see what I'm saying? That it's contextual for each of the locations.
Yes. Reverend Fulton or Sally, we're talking about feasibility. How feasible are some of these steps in the plan that have been etched for us to pursue?
I think they're incredibly feasible because they are based in lived experience here in Jamaica, and I think that's why, as Karen said, that's one of the things that was so powerful and such a draw, is we're not here to say this is how to fix it. We're to say, how can we help? Because you know what, you've got the lived experience. This is these are your decisions, and so to be able to come into that. Another space especially again in Scotland from that context, is being able to pull the curtain away from a very sanitized history. A lot of the history that's been taught is about we helped with abolition. We leave out the whole bit about we were part of the enslaving process. So to be able to say, we need to tell the whole story, and to be able to do that and raise awareness. So being part of the craft network of advocacy and profile raising and saying to our governments, to our churches, to each other, holding each other to account. This is about repairing. So, this is a justice issue. And being able to really raise that freedom schools.
Yes.
And absolutely.
That's all the time we have, ladies. But we have to put this lid on this program because that's it for Lead Story. I'd like to thank Reverend Sally Foster Fulton. She's Right Reverend, by the way, moderator of the General Assembly of the Church of Scotland for 2023-2024, and Ms. Karen Campbell, General Secretary, Intercultural Ministries of the United Reformed Church in the UK, for joining us, both of you.
Thank you.
And that's the extended look at the complex issue relating to the legacy of slavery and what is being done to address its historical horror in present times. On behalf of the entire Lead Story team, I'm Nika Lewis. Good night and stay with us for the news at 7 with Curlin and Stephen up next.
No more fear of missing out. CVM TV News is on YouTube. Get up-to-date news, sports, and business content at CVM TV News anytime, anywhere. Subscribe now to CVM TV News to see it happen.
Begun, I've traveled the seas, I've traveled the waters. Once I was weak, now I'm much stronger. I've worked in the sun, look what I've become. I've conquered the beast, now I'm much greater. I've learned from a failure. Dedication, discipline and drive. Seizing every moment that comes up in